I'm a big fan of Critical Role. I don't feel like that's been a surprise if you watched any of my other videos. And lately, there's been a lot of controversy around one particular player, and that being Abria. And I've watched the first two episodes of the latest season. I didn't really know anything about her in the sessions before. Admittedly, I watched pretty much all of campaign one. I missed maybe a few episodes in there. I watched about half of campaign two, and I watched like a third of campaign three. And that wasn't because I didn't like those campaigns. That was because life got so busy that fell to the wayside. I couldn't spend all the time listening to Critical Role. And now I have kept up on the first two episodes of Critical Role Campaign 4. Obviously, they're DM'd by Brennan Lee Mulligan. I will stand Brennan Lee Mulligan. I love his DM style. I have taken a lot of notes from his DM style, and I have implemented those into my games because I like how he DMs so much. And I don't find that to be very different when it comes to his way of dealing with Abria in these sessions. Abria is a very excited player, and I do like watching her DM, and I like watching her play a lot. Now, again, admittedly, I haven't seen her DM a whole lot. I haven't seen her play a lot. But from the things I have seen, she is a very, very excited player who wants to be involved in a whole lot. And what I really hate to see is outward, hate towards her because she does get involved at times when maybe it isn't the most appropriate. And those are things that should be solved between the DM and the player. And if Brennan hasn't said anything, I'm sure they've had some conversations about it. But if Brennan hasn't said anything, during the campaign sessions or anything, I think these are things that we should just kind of let fall to the wayside until it becomes a huge problem. In episode 1 of campaign 4, there are numerous times when she uses spells that are out in ways that are outside the scope of her character at level 3. This is 100% true. She casts Enrichment, which I believe takes 8 hours to cast, and then if she were to use Plant Growth, she would need a level 3 spell slot. She's level 3, she would have to be level 5 in order to cast a level 3 spell. She can't do that, right? She's not able to do that. But Brennan, in his rule of cool, and I think also it being session 1 and not wanting to step on any toes right away in the first session and halt the entire story to be like, hey, that's what spell are you using? You can't really do that. He doesn't intervene, and she is still allowed to do these things. And again, there are many times whenever she uses that to make a character look bad, right? Like these nobles that come walking up, Matt's character and Sam's characters. She makes like the flowers wilt and stuff around it. And yeah, that's outside the scope of her character for sure. I was a little bothered when I heard it because I was like, well, don't really, this wasn't really part of your whole thing, but whatever. I'm not gonna brush it off. Like I like her. I think that her character is cool. I'm a huge fan of druids. My wife is a huge fan of druids. And I think the idea of the environment or reacting around them is a really cool one and a really interesting one. But I think on the first introduction of a character, like Matt's character showing up here, it's not great to immediately make him look bad or to involve yourself whenever you're doing stuff inside the house. They pull up in a carriage. You probably wouldn't know really that they arrived yet. So whatever. And that's all I gotta say is it was a whatever moment to me when I heard it. And I didn't give it a second thought a few minutes later. And I think in episode 2, she's fine. I don't think there's a whole lot of those moments where she's going crazy, having the whole main character syndrome or whatever. And if maybe there are some case study examples that I just wasn't paying super attention to. I usually listen to the show when I'm like cooking or cleaning or working out. So, I'm maybe not 100% zoned in every single time something happens. I am a podcast listener / YouTube backlog watcher. I don't watch it live. So yeah, I don't spend the time and end up doing that. So maybe there were more things where that happened. But once again, I have to say, just be respectful online to people. She's a good player. She's a good DM. And she's very excited to be present at the Critical Role table. She doesn't know exactly what, their what their culture is like at the table for main campaign, at least. I know she's played side characters and stuff like she did in campaign 3. But it's different. It really is. It's different. This is big. This is exciting that they're doing a new campaign. And I would probably mess up a lot of things too. I'll be honest. If you saw me, I bet the comments would be like, oh man, this Seth guy, I don't know about him. I don't know if he should really be jumping in like this. Oh, I don't really like that he. I don't know. I don't really do that much at the table, but wow, he really makes himself sound like a Dragon Ball Z character. Does he think he's Naruto? And yeah, a lot of my characters do end up being very anime-esque. I let my players describe things in superhero manner because I like them to sound and look cool. But I did kill the character by accident recently, so it's not like I just let them walk all over me. And it was an accident, I promise. I just rolled really well. They rolled really bad. The dice happen. I think this campaign's going to be awesome. I really do. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. And that's really all I have to say. I just wanted to add some positivity into the discussion around it because I feel bad. I really do. I bet if there's a bunch of brand new members that are coming in. Robbie Damon loved him in campaign 3. His character was my favorite until he left for a lot of it. And I bet it's hard being a not brand new player, but new player as a main cast member whenever you have such dedicated fans. I bet that's really tough. And I just want to give some credit where credit's due, and I think they're all doing great. So, and I like Tyranny a lot too. I honestly forgot her name. Whoever plays her, I'm not that great with names, and I haven't been paying attention to Critical Role until now for quite a while, so I forgot her name. But playing Tyranny, she's great. I enjoy that character a lot. I think she's really silly and funny. So I'm excited for this campaign. I think it's gonna be awesome from here, and I can't wait to see what Brennan does with the group from here on out. And you know what? Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe something big will happen. There'll be some crazy drama that breaks out around the cast because they had a big fight or something. I hope that doesn't happen because I enjoy them. And that's all I got to say about that. Drama. I'll see you guys next one.